All right, welcome to Dissecting the Narrative. Everybody there? All right. This is the Wilson boys are here at you, coming at you. Ha. Well, we don't have to go that. We have to be that formal. I mean, and I'm Scott. I'm the younger one. So whatever that means. And welcome to Dissecting the Narrative. Little get right out of the way. So we've had a hiatus of a little while, but we're back, and hopefully we'll be recording every weekend, just talking about the past events in the news, and just dissecting what's happening, maybe even sharing our own personal grievances, and for the most part, just documenting the end of the world, because everything's coming to an end, right? Okay, yeah, all right. I just want to make sure I'm not the only one, this depressed. Yes, no. All right. So, I mean, we got a whole week of crazy bullshit nonsense behind us. What do you want to talk about? All right. Now, but I mean, as I've always said, I still I don't think he does anything intentional. I think it's just stupid. The tweeting, maybe something, but for the most part, I don't think there's any real. He's not playing four-dimensional chess. So yeah. Now, is it a distraction? Yes, I agree with you on that. Is it an intentional distraction? Is he wagging the dog, so to speak? I don't believe that. His handlers and the people running the media control, or the spin cycle. Yes, them perhaps, but for the most part, I don't think that he actually does stuff like this because he just does stuff. Now, I would also be remiss that it's also the 50th anniversary of the faking of the moon landing. So I think that's important to bring up. What's September 20th? Is that the Area 51 thing? I wish it wasn't a joke because it'd be very interesting to watch. I think it was a joke from the beginning, but by the time the military felt like they had to intervene, it's like, it had to say, by the way, this is a joke, right? I mean, we're not storming a fucking military base. Come on. Yeah, we're not Tea Party. I honestly, if they had anything in Area 51 they were concerned about, I'm sure they'd move it before that. You don't telegraph when you're going to charge a military installation. You just do it. Yeah, if they were serious about it, they wouldn't have given a date. They just say, we're going to plan this, and then you'll find out. Instead, yeah, we're going to show up here on this date. If they got alien corpses, they're going to move them, or put them in the fake jet thing, and then whatever. It's not you're not it's not it's silly, funny but silly. It's a nice distraction. He being Donald Trump. Yes. Oh yeah. I mean, the EPA just, he puts his people in the EPA. EPA just approved insecticides that kill bees, and they've officially stopped tracking the disappearance of bees, honeybees. Yeah, because ah, it, but what do you think about the bees disappearing? The problem is every time they bring up the bees, all I can think of is The Happening, and that film still hurts me. Sorry, Marky Mark. What do you think about the bees disappearing, guys? And I'm sure you were happy with the whole send them back thing. That whole progression. He didn't specify any names or any locations, so obviously it can't be racist. All three of the four women that he was talking about, not by name because he's a fucking coward, were born in the country, and except for now, to be honest, I can't either, so I'll be fair with that. But at least be honest about why you're not using the whole name. Just say you can't be bothered to pronounce it correctly. Don't just say don't be a dick. But of course, this is the dick president, so I mean, there's no reason. Oh, oh, yeah, definitely a bag of dicks. Now, Ilhan Omar is the one that was not born in the country, but she is a legal citizen, which otherwise she couldn't have been elected. And half of the shit he's saying about these four, saying that they hate America, they're saying anti-Semitic things, which that is all bullshit with Ilhan Omar. Ilhan Omar, I think I'm pronouncing it properly. She's basically come out against Israel for their practices, and being against the practices of a country does not equate hating everybody else from a religious group that happens to reside in that country. Not the same thing. Attacking America is not attacking Catholics. I'm sure I know there's differences there, but I mean, she raises good points too, where she says, why are we so concerned about Israel over America, and why is like even criticizing Israel, all you have to do is criticize Israel or something they're doing or something Netanyahu's doing, and all of a sudden you're an anti-Semite. And I find it really interesting how all these racists hate anti-Semites. How bizarre is that? I wish like the white nationalist party would like come up and speak up a bit about how do you agree with your racist president that racism's okay, but anti-Semitism, that's where we draw the line. Mm-hmm. Right. Now that's not criticizing the Jewish faith. That's not criticizing people that are Jewish. That is criticizing a government and the actions they took. Now, it just like Trump was like doing all those Russian deals, but there's nothing there. Right. Now, luckily, child rape has been in the news a lot. And or I'm sorry, I didn't mean child rape. That's the correct term. I meant to say sex with an underage woman. No, that they're not. They're Not teenage, underage women. Underage children, which is technically a minor. Anything under 18 is technically considered a minor. It means someone that cannot legally allowed to condemn themselves. Not any ones around here. No, yeah. Now I the one thing I loved about when they searched Epstein's house, everybody's making big deals out of like, oh, there's a mannequin hanging from the ceiling and this and that. Whatever. He had porn in his safe. If you keep your porn in a safe, that is not good porn. That is either blackmail porn or porn you don't want. You don't want that. You're not putting that there because you're like shy. You're putting that there because there are implications. Mm-hmm. That's fun. Well, you consult. Mm-hmm. People like consultants. Yeah. And then they show that they dig up that video from what was it, 92 or something, with Trump's party with Epstein, and then they have that. Oh yeah, they had a party at one of Trump's casino resorts that was 28 calendar models and him and Epstein. That's it. But he's never a fan. He was never a fan. Is there an appropriate way to hit on someone's daughter? No. See, that's the problem. They throw too many words in there inappropriately. So no. Just you don't even add that. He hit on his daughter. Unless his daughter's 37, we're not having this conversation about whether it's inappropriate or not. It's just there. Oh. It's just... Oh no, I'm taking a breath. Go ahead. Uh-huh. Well, we already got everything out of him. That's the problem. Is the only reason they're bringing him is because he has a report, but in order for the report to make any sense, you have to read it or talk to people to read it. And then you've got Republicans who have said, "Oh yeah, I didn't even bother reading it because what's the point?" And then people trying to explain what's actually in it. But the people on the Republicans are like, oh, well, no, there's nothing in there. Don't worry about it. So then people say, okay, fine. Yeah, great. So you're not going to be able to, the only way you can have any impact on the drool cup fucking jaw slack, knuckle dragging motherfuckers that are supporting Trump at this point is to actually have sound bites of Mueller explaining what he did. Mueller's there to dumb it down for the media. That's the only reason they're doing this. Everything is recorded, documented, it's there. We can watch news, we can watch people explain it, we can read it ourselves. That's not going to have any effect on the media because they can't play it in a 10-second soundbite over their 5-minute coverage of it before we go back to talking about the weather. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, the search warrants and everything. Yeah. So, yeah. So he's calling back and forth between Hope Hicks and Trump multiple times after talking and API. National Enquirer, all in the same time period, back and forth, and she comes out and says, "Oh no, nothing of that was about that. No, just a coincidence that he would happen to call these three people over and over again during the same period." and then finalized it with, yeah, we're going to pay them off. Yeah. I mean, it's the crazy part is that there's no, I mean, I mean, it's not about politics anymore. That's the thing. It's not even about politics. There is little, if any, doubt that we know almost 100% for a fact that our current president cheated on his wife after the birth of his new son with a porn star, then paid her off and another playmate. What was her name? Stormy Daniels gets all the press, but right. So they pay off a Playboy centerfold and a porn star because he's been fucking them during and after his wife gives birth, and then paid him off. And this is almost acknowledged as fact. And this would like destroy any other person, but this guy is just like, oh no, that's not a big deal. Don't worry about it. No. Now she'll survive this bullshit, and then she'll just like move off somewhere and live alone. She didn't get this far by wanting to talk. She doesn't care. Yeah, no, she's definitely well off. She's fine. She doesn't give a shit. If she had any soul, she would have like fucking left years ago. No, I don't see her like spilling any beans. Yeah, the fuck. I mean, because he's done. He's done. He's like, he put up with enough. I can do a quick Google, search. Eric Holder. Yeah. Because he's fucking done. He's done. That's it. He doesn't need this shit anymore. I mean, I've been trying to explain to one of my coworkers. The only reason I talk politics at work is because everybody in our area is of the same mind. So there's no debate. It's just agreement, and we talk a bit more because that shit's not needed at work. If there's any kind of debate, fuck that. Don't need it. Corporate workspace. I'm not even like treading water. If I have to vent, I don't even bring up religion. But I'm saying like we have 20 Democratic candidates, right? And there's all this talk about the Obama people, the Obama voters that voted for Trump. I don't think they fucking exist. I'm sorry. I don't. I think it's a myth. I think it's bullshit. And I keep saying that it doesn't matter because anybody who's supporting Trump at this point is going to vote for him no matter what. There's nothing you can say or do for someone who's defending this functionally illiterate game show host, sexual predator, just complete fucking human garbage dumpster fire. No one that's defending him at this point gives a fuck about anything except supporting him because, whether it's because he's a white nationalist, whether it's because he's Republican, whether it's because he's racist, or whether it's because they just like someone in the White House is as dumb as them. Whatever that reason is, if they're still supporting him at this point, there is no reason or logic involved. So it shouldn't matter who the Democratic candidate is, as far as Trump supporters. You're not turning any votes from that base. All you have to do is convince the psycho far left, both sides are evil, I need to vote for my communist Green Party, whatever, that they need to fucking vote for just a Democrat and stop this bullshit. Ideological purity. Right. When, well, when I say far left, I'm talking about the people that I'm talking about the ones that complained about Hillary during the Hillary versus Trump, saying that Hillary wasn't supporting the minority vote. Like, what's Hillary saying about black, black, violence on black people? What's Hillary saying about that? It says you don't need to know what Hillary's saying. All you need to know is that the Democrats don't give a fuck about you. And I'm talking about post primaries. I'm talking about when it's just Hillary versus Trump, and you got people that say, "Oh, yeah, but I don't trust her because she's not aligned with Bernie Sanders, and she's not speaking out enough about Black Lives Matter." So you're missing the fucking point. We're beyond picking a candidate. We're about keeping the people. I mean, just these past 3 years is a proof that, okay, you didn't like Hillary, you're a Democrat, and you didn't like Hillary. Look what it got you, you fucking idiot. That's all I'm saying. He is the excuse they have. I'm convinced at this point, eventually he is going to crash and burn. It may not be until after he's out of office, if he decides, because he keeps joking about sticking around for 3 or 4 terms. Sorry, not funny. Somebody at work, I remember I said to him, I said, he might decide. I think it was Holly. I think it was my wife. She said, I said, 22. He loses the election. He may just decide not to leave. And she said, well, yeah, but they'll make him leave. I was like, who? She says, Secret Service. She says, yeah, but he's president. He commands Secret Service, and no matter until he actually gets fucking caught, the Republican Party will back him. If he comes out and says, this was a rigged election, whatever, I'm not leaving office this day. As long as he's the scapegoat for them, they will say, hey, he's our president. We're going whatever he says. He is the excuse to do whatever they fucking can. And then the minute he crashes and burns, all they have to say is, hey, he was the president. We didn't, that was him. And they can just blame him for everything they've funneled through his fucking administration for how many years it happened. That's it. So every time I see, we have 20 Democrats debating, I don't give a fuck. I have favorites. I have people you asked me before, who are you, out of the 20 Democratic candidates that are able to debate? So Tom Steyer's out of the picture. That fucking idiot. Who are your favorites? Mm-hmm. I think isn't it Kamala? Okay, I don't know. The last time I heard it. I'll tell. Well, I mean, let's not pretend that women are better than men. I think we're all fucked. But I'm okay with a woman candidate. I'm not arguing against that. I'm just saying let's not, that whole kind of pseudo feminist. Oh, women are better. They'll run everything great. Yeah, okay. But Kamala, you know why she's no. My favorite is Gillibrand. Gillibrand. You know why I like her? Because the New York Times polled the candidates and asked them what their comfort foods were. And you know what Gillibrand said her comfort food was? Whiskey. I'm in. That's it. That's all you had to tell me. I'm done. That's it. I was a McCain supporter when he was running in the primaries against Bush, solely because he referenced Weekend at Bernie's during an interview. I'm easy with that stuff. All I have to hear is a level of humanity, and I'm like, oh, okay, I latch onto that. What? Mm-hmm. I mean, there's a lot of. I know Biden and. Mm-hmm. Yeah, if you're wealthy enough, you can go to different countries for your, what you have access to medical coverage. You're not the concern. The concern is the general population, the majority of the public who for who it is a major expense, especially if something goes wrong. Right, right, but they also can be billed. I One of my coworkers, he was in a foreign country. I forget which one. He had a major issue. He went in, and then afterwards, like, what's it cost me? Says I go, oh, $100. It's like that's it. But yeah, yeah, just mm-hmm. Right. Oh, oh, and the fucking the hell that gets raised as soon as a moderator begins fact checking. Remember, remember that happened? That happened with you know, honestly, I don't think I really. It's just like these debates shouldn't be moderated by like news personalities. These should be debated by experts in the fields. Let's have a debate on the economy and have a panel of three economists. Or yeah, well, depending, whatever fields, and just have them ask the questions, and then they can be able to come out and say, oh, well, by the way, that's factually incorrect. And it shouldn't really just be a debate between the two candidates. It should be a debate between the two candidates and people from the field that they are actually pretending they know about. I mean, mm-hmm. Right. Yeah. I mean, and a lot of the news right now is focusing on Biden and Bernie because Biden's coming out against the Medicare for all, and Bernie's pushing it, and they're both kind of like half truthing it as far as their arguments against it. Now, I like the fact that we're just debating healthcare. That's great. Let's do it. My problem with even like just picking a side on that is that Bernie and Biden are the two people I don't care for in this election, in this primary. They're the two I don't think should be there. I'm done with Bernie and his fucking psycho supporters, and Biden. He's already said half a dozen things like just before the debates that I was like, that whole thing about I can work with the racists. That was fun, and then Dick Cheney, I like him. He's a nice guy. So that's not what we're talking about. We're like, this isn't about personal. Great. You went over to his house, or like you hang out with him, or he says hi in the hallway. That's great. We're talking about fucking national and international policy. He's a fucking asshole. It's not even gonna. The lines are already being drawn. I've already said 2020 is going to be a fucking knife fight. We were driving home the other day, and Holly says, like 20 whatever. Like that's when the environment wise, that's going to be the end of like 2030 or 2050. I think it was 2050 or something like that. So that's the end of the world. That's when everything's going to happen. That's when life's not going to be sustainable anymore. I was like, what are you talking about? I'm trying to get through 2020. That's going to be the fucking test. I'm glad I live in Texas now, where it's so easy to get a gun, because I really have a feeling I'm going to need one. And I don't mean that in a threatening way. I mean that in a like shit's going to fucking go down. I think lines are going to be this, and I said lines are going to start being drawn, and we're not talking politics. We're just talking like base morality. And this whole send them back thing is the first salvo. This is the first public enunciation, first by the president, then by his supporters, who he first denounces, but then when people said, he's backpedaling, he's like, I can't backpedal, I got to support them. So now he's supporting him again, of just the basic idea that we get to decide who's American. We get to decide who lives here, and we're going to tell you to leave the country if you don't like it. That's the first salvo. That's it. It's gonna get. Well, yeah. He talks about. We don't even have to point out all of the hypocrisy on the right, because it's fucking ridiculous. But it's not even. Again, it's gonna come down to this whole idea of. It's. Well, I honestly, here's my feeling. My feeling is that we might see a higher vote turnout, because it's not just going to be against the joke running for president, which, again, so many of us didn't even. I was one of them, because I kept joking. Yeah, we have to get him in to see if the checks and balances work. Guess what? They don't. I admit it. I shouldn't have been joking about it, but no one honestly believed that Trump was going to win. Well, no, well, I mean, it's never really come up, Yeah, yeah. Well, again, it never. But again, it's the checks. It's those checks and balances that we're learning don't actually exist. But it was almost like a joke election, as far as again, people didn't really think Trump would win. Problem is, there were a lot of racist idiots out there who were like, this is my guy. I finally found him. And they voted for a change. And that was new. It was like, these guys don't normally, wow, really? And we've been seeing the solidification of this base, this new racist, white nationalist, misogynistic, fuck anything that I don't understand, knuckle dragging right media. This isn't even the Tea Party was like funny, one of the right. This isn't the crazy uncle. This is like that uncle that just got out of jail last year. We don't talk about. Yeah, this is it's a whole different story, and so the only hope is that these lines that are now being drawn, where now he's just coming out and saying, "Hey, yeah, if you don't like the country, leave." And then the white nationalists going, "Hey, yeah, we like that, but we don't think he's going far enough." And then maybe he'll go far enough. And the hope is that these lines need to be drawn further because it can't be about politics anymore. It can't be because that's the big argument. Like the all these middle of the road fucking weasels, libertarians, the pseudo Republicans who pretend that they're independent, and all these other fucking people. Where it's like, both sides are bad, and the Democratic Party's not better. It's like we need to weed these fuckers out by removing the political discussion and making it straight morality. So this is no longer about politics. This isn't about whether you think the DNC is run properly. This is about whether you're voting for the people that are just fucking blatantly caging brown children because, hey, we don't like them, and telling people that if you don't like the country, leave it. And let's hope the rhetoric gets worse because it's the only thing is going to draw these people out of their political party, blah, 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 pseudo-intellectual malaise. Is just, it's got to be a morality compass vote. And not like a pseudo-religious morality compass vote of, like death penalty or abortion or anything, and, those normal tags. But this is the general, hey, do you think it's really cool that, we're separating families and caging kids and not giving them legal representation or toothpaste or shit? Or, yeah, they like the minute minute anybody starts parsing about the terminology, that's all it is. That's what it comes down to. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, it's like the defense of the whole send them back thing. The defense was, well, he didn't say where they should go. It wasn't really, it's not like he told them to go back to a certain country. He just said they should, oh, it's the government standard rule book on workplace harassment, go back where you came from, is actually listed as one of the things you can't say. It is one of those. It said there's people tweeting them left and right. There's quotes. It's like right there in black and white. Workforce policy, racist connotations towards your coworkers. Go back where you came from. That's racist. It's in the government guidebook. You can't even begin to. How do you argue against it? But does he? Oh, but we don't want to do that because that might that might be. She is. I only say she's wrong from the same standpoint of who the fuck is who is against Trump right now that's suddenly going to say, hey, the impeachment didn't work out or it's still going on. I think that's unfair. I think I'm going to vote for this guy. There's nothing. He's got. If only the Epstein trial. I mean, we know he panicked because he started tweeting like mad as soon as Epstein was taken in again. But I mean, it's really a really really far wish. It's a really long shot to hope that like somehow he's tied into it. Yeah. It's ridiculous. What fear? What did I say fear wise? Oh, I mean they're being drawn. I think we're like all like there's this whole undercurrent of America that's been like just really pissy since the civil rights movement. That hey, we actually we didn't like that. It's like it's there's this is American racist underground that's really been there, and like the armchair racists who like don't do anything, but when everything that the white nationalists praise and come out publicly, that the armchair racists are already like, hey, yeah, I'm all for that. And they're being drawn out. And you saw it, like there was something like last week or something. There was a tweet about this guy, and it was Louisiana or Arkansas or Virginia, maybe Virginia, and he started it's like normally this guy would just keep to himself and mutter and like go post online or whatever, but he decided to start harassing some Mexican children that were there, asking them if they were legal. And they like the aunt and mother came in. They recorded him saying like, you need to go back to your country, everything. This is after the Trump thing, so I think it's very recent. And they and yeah and eventually the management said, yeah, he doesn't work here anymore because that's fucking stupid. But I mean, these people are being drawn out and they're being emboldened, and they don't realize that unlike they're not rich white people, they're not multimillionaires. So they can't get away with this shit like Trump can or Epstein can for up until now. He got away with this shit a lot of time, but like they can't get away with this shit like their fucking Trump icon. So they're getting emboldened, and it's like, oh yeah, so we're gonna say this stuff, and then they get fucked over because the general public doesn't want this shit. So. Yeah, no, nobody else gets hurt. Yeah, yeah. Jeffrey Dahmer was killed with a broomstick by a guy who thought he was Jesus. It all comes out in the wash. That's all I'm saying. Yeah, so when I say I want to get a gun, well, first of all, they're so easy to get in Texas. I almost have to. It almost seems silly now. Yeah, I mean, practically no, but you can buy beer and wine at the gas stations. It's fucking crazy down here. I love it. But like a concealed carry permit, like when we were in Jersey, that was like unheard of. If you want a concealed carry permit, you have to be like a law enforcement officer. You have to have a reason. Down here, it's like $60 in a 1-day course, and bam, you have a concealed carry permit. That's it. We went into a just out of curiosity. We went into a not even a real gun store, a pawn shop, and we said, how long until we can get a gun? Well, it's like what's the waiting period? So it could take about up to an hour. For what? For the background check. If you give us your social security number, it might take half an hour. That's it. That's the waiting period. That's the waiting period. This is like, just do a casual. I don't even know what they're checking. Oh yeah. I just give my name as long as they don't come up. If I have a common name, there might be other people with my name in there that might come up. So then they have to clarify. But yeah, if I don't even need a social security number. I can walk out of there. I don't have to show them that I can legally own one, because apparently you don't need a license to own a gun in the state. You just need to buy one. That's it. In our town, they busted a guy. I don't know if it was legal or not. But there was like some guy, there was like a drug bust, and he had a grenade launcher. Yeah. In my town, not even like the state of Texas. I'm talking like like maybe I could drive to his house from here. Apartment. It was an apartment. So, but so yeah, I'm not afraid of like. It's like I'm not afraid of the diversity moving into my town, or the poor side of town. I'm afraid of just like these armchair racist, fucking. We need to take our country back. This isn't what I. Again, everybody that's still pissed off about the civil rights movement, still stewing about busing and shit. These are the ones that are finally thinking, hey, this is the time. This is our comeback, and they're not going to be nice about it. Because the riot. That's right. Yeah, it's going to be a different kind of riot this time. I don't. It's that's the thing. If there are riots, it's going to be a totally different kind. I don't know. We're coming close to an hour. We better start wrapping up because. Who are we talking about? The 9/11 bill. I didn't even look into that. Well, I, I saw that headline and I didn't even look at what the reason was. Did he give a reason why he stopped it? Oh, he was on Vox? Who? What show? Okay, yeah, that's like, yeah, he's not a heavyweight. He's like he's like a semi-retarded teddy bear. He's not too hard to go up against. Yeah. Yeah, I didn't have any skills. I just Mhm. Right. Why what Get the military in there. We're used to fucking the military over when they get sick. Would that be easier? They're sending them back. There was a news article the other day, like some guy that served 2 tours. It's like, oh yeah, you're now we're gonna tell you to go fuck yourself. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Right. And now the White House. And then I saw that the White House, the administration is toying with the idea of just not allowing any asylum seekers. Oh no, that's a totally separate thing. Yeah, that's that one. In order to get asylum here, they have to actually first apply for asylum in the country they're passing through to get here. That's the rule. So if they're coming through Mexico, then they have to get asylum from Mexico first before they're allowed to come here. Separate from that, they're playing with the idea of just freezing. And obviously, the few people that are left in the administration that are actually rational human beings are pushing back against it because it's a dumb idea. But they're just saying like, yeah, 2020, we're gonna take a year and just not allow any asylum, just not accept asylum seekers. Well, and the poor and more oppressed the region gets, the more rife it is for corruption and and just blatant rule by juntas or whatever. Fuck. Yeah, it's wacky. I don't even have. I'm not even weighing in on that one. I'm just like I know. I think AOC came out in support of the protesters and everything, saying that he's got to go. I saw some of the comments that were released. The Yeah, yeah, I saw. Mhm. When Germany warns you that you have a despotic leader, that should be a red flag. They've had some experience, yes. So I hear, yes. So yeah. So let's wrap up. Just I can't do more than an hour today, but we'll definitely do this next week, and we'll try to get back on a regular schedule there. Sorry for the delay again. Um, yeah. When are the next Democratic debates? Are they next week or like the end of the month? Okay. Well, I'm sure enough shit'll happen this week. We'll have something to talk about next weekend. Yeah, yeah, that'll be interesting. All right. Well, and if not, we'll just do it on a weeknight or something. But yeah, we'll start cranking these out a bit more regularly. All right. Well, this is dissecting the narrative, signing off in pure exasperation of the clusterfuck that is everything that's going on right now. What happened? I lost my fucking video. What happened there? Oh, here it is. I think that's it. I don't want to play the wrong one. All right. So I'm just gonna. I'll just play our one of our opening things, and we'll play out. And thanks for listening or whatever. And I know we're streaming live here, and we're recording on YouTube, and that's where we'll be posted. Just don't even bother commenting on YouTube. I'm not gonna fucking read it. Who cares? Um. Oh yeah. Don't. Just don't encourage them. I don't. Oh, and I played it too early. Sinclair Lewis. That's right. That's It can't happen here. And guess what? It can. All right. Thanks everybody, and we'll catch you next time. I lost it again. Hang on. I'm trying to wrap this up in a decent. Hang on. And wrap up. Ready?